Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Smartish Home. My name is Adam, and today we're going to take a look at a little game I made using my Smartish Home. It's a spin off of musical chairs using She That Shall Not Be Named, and of course, Home Assistant. Oh, and it just may include a robot. I can't wait to show you. Let's get into it. Let's get into the gameplay a little bit before we get into the automation. So the game starts by pushing a button or asking to start the game. And at that point, the lights all turn off, the kitchen's dark, and you have to go pick a light and stand under it. She tells you to do that. And 3 random lights after 10-15 seconds, they turn on. If the light above you is on, you are out. Well, that's a pretty simple game, right? So then she asks, was there a winner or was there not a winner? You say there's no winner, and the automation repeats itself, right? The lights turn on, you all pick a light, and that sounds fun. It continues until there is only one person standing. The kids and I love this game, right? It's fun, it's interactive, it makes a Smartish home exactly what it should be, fun. But let's take it one step further. We have an Astro robot. Why can't we have Astro play the game with us? And so that's what we did. We went ahead and incorporated the Astro robot into the game. And so when we push that button, he comes running to the kitchen and he picks a light and he rolls under it and sits under it and knows if that light turns on, he's out. He knows that. I don't have to tell him anything. He just goes and puts himself back on the charger and waits for the game to complete. So we play this over and over and over. When the game finally has a winner and there's only one person left standing, you can tell that there is a winner, and she will go ahead and dispense candy through an Akara pet feeder. It's the most amazing thing ever. Right now we have Skittles in it, and the kids get super excited when they win. They run into the pantry. The door squeaks. I got a short on that one. It was one of my first shorts. It was fantastic. But the door squeaks, and the candy dispenses, and they eat it up, right? So not only that, we keep a scoreboard. And I'll show you the scoreboard as we get into it. But we keep a scoreboard of who's won and kind of an overall family scoreboard. But we also include a guest. And we keep the Astro on there too, so we know if he's really the powerhouse winner. The kids think he cheats because he can see the code, but I can promise you he's not cheating. He's playing just like all of us are. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into the code. Let's take a look at how the automation works, and we'll go from there. All right, diving into this automation, like I said, it all gets started with a button push or a request. And I'm not going to say that this automation is perfect, that it's done the absolute most efficient, best way, but we built it to have fun. That's the underlying theme to a Smartish home, is having fun with the technology that we are given. And that's what we want to do here. So the very first thing that happens is Astro's got to make his guess. He is the slowest roller in the house. The kids run to the light. They know that what they're going to do, and they don't waste time to do it. But Astro moves at one pace, his pace. So the first thing he's got to do is know which light he has to go to. So he executes a simple script. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at that script. We'll dive right over to it. So using a template, he is going to pick which light he's going to select. So he gets to pick from 8 random lights, and then that is entered into a helper, an input text helper that is going to be used within the automation to send him to that light. So we can take a look at that right over here. So yeah, as that guess happens, as that script runs, the light name is just applied within this helper so that we always know which light he's going to select. But that is, again, used to trigger which light is going to be, or which light he's driving to, right? So I use that in triggering him to go to a specific spot. And how we do that is we turn on a switch. And so I have virtual switches made within the Home Assistant. If you want to know how to do that, I can definitely dive into that at some point. But I've made 8 individual virtual switches, and when the switch turns on, it's seen as a contact sensor within the app, and that is that's what triggers a routine within that app to have him go to a specific viewpoint within the home. And the viewpoints are kind of like rooms. You can have him. He can learn rooms, but he can also learn specific viewpoints like a stove or a front door, back door, etc. And I just taught him the viewpoints of all 8 lights within the kitchen itself. So this is his guess. That is the very first thing that happens. Right after that, we are setting the selection in game. So we're turning on that switch, and this is what's triggering that routine within the other app. Once that's done, it automatically turns that switch right back off because we need it to be able to be turned on later. The routine is triggered when the light is turned on, or in the app itself, it's looked at as the contact sensor when it's moved to open. So turning it off so that it's in a ready state for the next round. From there, we are going to play media, and we're using the media player integration within Home Assistant to play that content on an Echo show within the kitchen that says play dance music, right? Because musical chairs is not musical chairs without the music. So we're going to play some dance music. We're going to turn off all the lights in the kitchen just to make sure that it's ready for the light to turn on above us. And then we've got the turn off kitchen just to make sure everything is good to go. And then it's going to tell the users, the family, the robot, to pick a light and stand under it. And that's what's happening using the media player integration through Home Assistant. It waits 10 seconds for us to get underneath the light, and then it turns on a random light using a template. So we have the name of our different lights and the random tag at the end. Then the other piece is if the light is on, and that's what it's looking at, is if the light is on, it's using a template, it's going to go to the charger. And so that is only going to happen if the light above Astro is turned on and he knows that that's his light. Then he goes to the charger. It repeats that for 3 different individual lights. Once that's done, it stops the music so that the other Echo within the kitchen can begin talking, and it says, if the light above you is on, you are out. And that's when everybody gets all sad, walks away, and winners are made and losers are sad. We wait 3 seconds, and then it turns off the lights again and puts it back in a ready state for the game to be played again. It turns off musical chairs, and then it will go into running a script for a notification using an event ID saying, was there a winner? And this is what's going to trigger the other automations that we're going to take a look at here in a second. And then it, again, makes sure all the lights are on that are supposed to be on, and the lights that are off are off. It's turning on and off automations. Okay, so it's a very quick overview of the automation. We can always dig into it more. I will give you a quick peek into the YAML so you can see it within code rather than through the GUI. Okay, so let's take a look at the other automations that work off of this. We have a no winner automation. And when no winner, it's using an event ID of chairs winner, response is no. And that's going to run, I have this disabled remnant here, but then it's going to run the automation trigger of, okay, we got to run through that whole automation again, and that's the repeat functionality. And then when there is a winner, it receives a response of yes, and then it goes through and does a few different things, right? So this is where it kind of gets cool with lights. And well, we have a winner, which is cool. It activates a new scene, which changes the colors of all the lights in the kitchen to a random color, as you see. And then it's going to turn a script on that says who won the game. This is how we allocate points to the scoreboard. We'll dive into the scoreboard here in a second. And then it's going to turn off the lights in the kitchen, and it's going to press the virtual button on the Aqara feeder. This is the piece that dispenses the Skittles currently. Maybe Reese's Pieces are next. And then we have the cool light sequence, and all this cool light sequence is that it turns on a light to a blue color, and then it waits a second, turns on another light, then it waits a second, and it does that as it circles around the kitchen to kind of give it a really cool light effect. And then again, it turns off all the lights in the kitchen, and it makes sure that Astro knows he should go back to the charger because the game is over, and it gets him out of the way. So that's kind of an overview of the automations. Again, this isn't a technical dive. If you guys are interested in that, please leave a comment. I'll be happy to dive into that even further. So we have our scoreboard, and the scoreboard, it has my score. Obviously, I'm leading the pack on wins. And then it has my kids and a guest and the Astro Robot. He actually won a game yesterday against all of us. I thought it was pretty awesome. His first win, his first mark on the board. But this is just a simple dashboard, Lovelace dashboard, and it's just going to keep track. It all happens automatically when I say who won the game, or the Echo asks who won the game, and then I tell it, and it understands who that is, and it applies the score accordingly. It's just a really cool way to keep an ongoing running tally of who has won. I'm working on multiple other games within our home. You can kind of see a sneak peek of Whack-A-Mole coming soon. I just have found a lot of fun in building games with a Smartish home. And that's going to wrap it up for us today. I really appreciate you coming along and sharing with our Smartish home fun environment, building games, cool automations, doing random things with technology. Maybe it was intended, maybe it wasn't intended, but definitely taking advantage of the age that we're living in and just applying it in different ways. So I really appreciate you supporting the channel. If you can, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I look forward to doing more long form content. I've been heavily into the shorts. Work has been busy, but I look forward to doing more long-form content and adding some different content to the channel overall. So if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see, leave that in a comment. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you later.